In February 2013, the Lhasa became the largest meteorite in over 100 years, flying straight to Chelyabinsk in central Russia. The massive meteorite had a mass of about 12,000 tons, with a diameter of about 18 meters, broke into Earth's atmosphere from the direction of Pegasus, and quickly transformed into a dazzling fireball, and slammed into the Earth's surface at a high rate of speed, just in the nick of time. A white flash shattered the meteor 25 kilometers above the Earth. The meteor was traveling at 30 kilometers per second. No human weapon could have shot it down at that speed. Nevertheless, the force of the blast damaged more than 7,200 buildings. About 1,500 people were injured. Thankfully, there were no fatalities. That's the best of all possible worlds, NASA says. That if this asteroid exploded on the ground, if this asteroid were to explode on the ground, it would generate about 5 million tons of TNT. The power of the Hiroshima bomb. What's even more terrifying, the asteroid's blast site is only 100 kilometers from the Mayak nuclear waste storage and processing facility. This facility contains dozens of tons of plutonium, the raw material if the asteroid doesn't explode in midair, instead of exploding in the air. If the asteroid had crashed into this nuclear facility, it would have caused a global meteorite fall quickly attracted attention. A study of the footage revealed that the Chelyabinsk meteorite was shattered by a mysterious glowing object and then exploded in midair, preventing further casualties. This shocking discovery caused an immediate sensation around the world. After the meteorite crash, a large amount of meteorite fragments were scattered in the area west of Chelyabinsk. A team of Russian physicists, led by Sergei Daskyev, published a paper claiming that 2 strange crystals were found in the Chelyabinsk meteorite particles. The researchers say these strange crystal structures may have been created during the meteorite's explosion under specific conditions, such as high temperatures and pressures and special catalysts. But the exact mechanism of formation is still a mystery. Mysterious forces protect humans. July 25, 2019. An asteroid hidden in the afterglow of the sunset is quietly approaching the Earth. It's hurtling towards Earth at about 89,000 kilometers per hour. But all the world's observatories missed the impending disaster until scientists suddenly discovered it. The asteroid was only 73,000 kilometers from Earth, in just an hour from hitting Earth. This asteroid, named 2019 OK, has a diameter of 57130 meters, much larger than the asteroid that crashed in the Russian region. If this asteroid made a direct hit on Earth, would release energy equivalent to about 1 billion tons of TNT, 50,000 times more than the Hiroshima bomb, enough to instantly destroy a medium-sized country. While scientists were breaking out in a cold sweat, a miracle happened. The asteroid suddenly changed its trajectory, as if a mysterious hand pushed the asteroid from its original path. The human race was spared a catastrophe. Later, there were 2 asteroid falls in China. In 2019, an asteroid fell in the Jilin region. In December 2020, in Yusha County, Qinghai Province, an asteroid fell directly into the sky. Both of these asteroid occurrences have a common feature. They exploded and disintegrated at high altitude and landed in the middle of nowhere. The explosions of these asteroids seem to be proof that some mysterious force is protecting Earth. If they hadn't deflected or shattered these asteroids, we can't imagine the damage that could have been done. So who or what mysterious force is saving mankind? According to foreign media reports, astronomers who mapped the cosmic microwave background in the 70s have discovered that the Milky Way was traveling at 600 kilometers per second, which is about 60 times the speed of a rocket, toward a place about 200 million light-years away from Earth. According to astronomers' calculation, the center of a supercluster 200 million light-years away is emitting an infinite force, pulling hundreds of thousands of galaxies, including the Milky Way, toward it. The Earth we live on is heading that way. Astronomers call this force the giant gravity source. The great gravitational source is the source of a mysterious Scientists have yet to discover the nature or the source of the giant gravity source. This mysterious force in the universe is not only pulling the Earth to an unknown place. It seems to be protecting mankind. It seems to have been protecting mankind, defeating or delaying the possible destruction of the human race. Have discovered that the Earth is currently in a phase of cyclical fault activity. There should be many earthquakes of magnitude 6 and above, but unexplained reasons have delayed the onset of these powerful earthquakes that could cause catastrophes. According to the Australian news network, Dr. Bozid Fatai, a geographer at the University of Technology in Sydney, geologists and seismologists around the world, in the Middle East, China, Japan, and the United States, have long been observing that those faults have been on the move. A lot of earthquakes of magnitude 6 and above, but they haven't been massive or mega. A lot of earthquakes of magnitude 6 have been delayed for unknown reasons. So many people believe that there is a powerful, mysterious force protecting mankind at a critical time. That's why some people say the Mayan prophecy of doom may not have been wrong. The reason why the end of 2012 didn't come, because some higher being or mysterious force pushed it away, and then diffused it. We all know, ancient prophet Liu Bowen is one of the most accurate prophets. He not only accurately predicted the change of dynasties in the past, he also predicted the current epidemic outbreak, and half of the human race will be eliminated. But so far, as you can see from the data, the actual severity of the epidemic is much smaller than predicted. Is this being minimized by a mysterious force? So this mysterious power has been saving humankind or delaying the disaster. What is the purpose? Is it to give mankind more time? To make a final choice between good and evil? Who's changing the future of mankind? A higher being telepathically told Daniel that the future is not unchangeable as long as mankind fulfills the purpose for which it was brought into this world. The high being said to Daniel, "You humans are the real heroes. Those who come to Earth are warriors, men because you do things with a courage that other beings don't have. You are here with the Lord to create a future on Earth." This is a conversation between Daniel, a man who had a conversation with a higher being. During that time, God showed him the events of history that were about to take place, and the future of mankind. Lightning struck Daniel. Daniel was raised to be a bully. He took pleasure in humiliating others. In his 25th year, on September 17, 1975, there was a storm outside his window. He was on the phone with a friend. Suddenly a bolt of lightning struck him. It knocked him off his feet and threw him to the ground. He felt himself floating in the air. He saw that he was still holding the telephone receiver, which the lightning had melted. Friends, family, and doctors were busy trying to save him. Life was a constant, Daniel felt himself entering a tunnel of light. Then a being appeared, glowing silver and blue. Daniel couldn't see his face, but he could feel his unspeakable generosity and charity. He played back to Daniel all the steps of his life, even the smallest details. For example, he saw himself as a child, as a hooligan at school. He used to torment the other kids, stealing their bicycles, or making them look bad. As he looks back on this history, he realizes that he can completely empathize with all the humiliation and pain that the other guy felt, and he also realized the deep hurt that his debauchery brought to his parents. Daniel also saw the North Vietnamese officer. During the Vietnam War, the North Vietnamese officer he killed was shot, and the pain of that officer's family for years on end from the loss of their loved one. All of this was felt deeply. When history was replayed, he was overcome with remorse and shame. A demonstration of the future of mankind. The being flew Daniel to a city made of crystal. The whole city radiated with an awe-inspiring brilliance. Daniel felt so small and insignificant. Here Daniel saw 13 life forms. Each of them represented a characteristic. For example, there was a life form that represented tolerance. There's a life form that represents loyalty. A life form that represents intelligence. These beings showed Daniel the future of mankind. Each life form evolved a box for Daniel. Each box had a fluorescent screen, like a television. Inside the box, there's a picture of a world-shaking event that's going to happen in the future. Witness the events that will take place in these 13 boxes. Daniel witnessed 117 episodes of history, 95 of which had already been fulfilled by the time his book was including the decadence of the American spirit, Reagan's election to the presidency, the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear leak, the collapse of the Soviet Union, the Gulf War of 1990, etc. Prophecies that have not yet been fulfilled, worldwide economic collapse, war between China and Russia, World War III, world catastrophe. At the same time, the 21st century will be the world of the yellow race, who inherited the Chinese traditional
scenario
culture
that
and
evolves
so on.
in the
last box is particularly intriguing. While evolving the future in this box, there was a third world war going on. He saw that the world was filled with war and chaos. Fertile lands had become deserts, where wheat and rice used to grow, were cracked and scorched by drought. In other parts of the world, the rains were torrential. The topsoil of the earth is washed away. Rivers become thick, black mud. And there's a whole world of grief. People beg in the streets. Some no longer have the strength to beg. After seeing the demonstration of the future of
the
mankind,
advanced beings
evolving the future told Daniel telepathically that the future was not unchangeable. From 1994 to 1996 were the two crucial years that would determine whether or not a war would break out. The being said to Daniel in a profound way, "We see everyone who comes to Earth as a great adventurer. You are brave enough to go to Earth and expand your lives, to fulfill your destiny in this great adventure of the Lord's creation. And that being said, that you humans are the true heroes. Those who go to Earth are warriors, because you're doing it with a courage that no other being has. You went to Earth with the Lord to create a future together." A shared legend. Now, in the year 2024, we look back at what that being said to Daniel. It's like a sudden realization. If you look at a few of the most famous prophecies in history, almost all of them signaled that something big was about to happen in the universe. And when that event occurs, all the prophecies will be rewritten. It seems that all the ancient peoples who have left behind a glorious civilization tell a common story. That at a time of great historical trouble for mankind, a saint or savior will come. From the second coming of Maitreya Buddha, as recorded in the scriptures, to the coming of God for the Last Judgment, prophesied in the Western Bible, from the Egyptian pharaohs of Africa, waiting for God to return and awaken them, to the Mayan calculations of the renewal of the universe in South America, people are waiting for this inevitable event in history. There are many natural disasters on Earth right now. Religious people know that. Natural and man-made disasters are linked to the corruption of human morality. From the fall of Greek civilization to the sinking of Atlantis, there is no other reason. The period of human purification. The Hopi people believed that a long, long time ago, that the gods had told them that one day mankind would face a period of purification that we live in today. They say, those who are able to live on Earth at this time are the most fortunate. At this time, all matter is in a period of elimination and purification. Although it will be very difficult, but it's an honor to be able to live in this time and witness it. They say that at a certain time, you'll find that men become women. The Great Spirit created woman. But this woman says, "I know more than the gods. I will make myself a man." They say that in time, you'll find that people have found the design of the human race. It's called DNA now. And they're going to change that design. It's called genetic recombination. They also said that people would make new animals. They thought it would help us. For a short time, maybe. But our children and grandchildren will suffer. Our technology has misled us. We've misled ourselves into believing that we're progressing, but in reality, we're moving further and further away from the spiritual path. They also say, we're about to enter a new human cycle, that we need to change our rigidity of perception to follow the teachings of the gods. We are in the midst of a purification of all things material. Other peoples call this the apocalypse. We call it purification. After the purification, the changes on earth will be wonderful beyond words. After the purification period, life will change. People will grow food. Evil people will be purged. Paths of life will be opened for the good. People from all walks of life and beliefs will come together and see each other as family. There will be one law and one language. There will be one ruler, but not as we know him now. This ruler will not be a dictator, but a ruler who governs the environment in which all people are free to live. Also, the Mayan crystal bones mention that. We know that there are people who will step forward because of the disaster that's about to befall the planet, gathering regenerative memories to save lives. And then those who seek spiritual fulfillment will be tasked with educating others. We ask that you convey this to mankind. We hope that this will lead to fewer disasters. Even if it doesn't change everything, at least it will alleviate them. From what Daniel recorded in his book about talking to the light spirits, there is a message to be gleaned from this. The Creator has come to earth, living amongst you and me. And that mysterious power has repeatedly saved mankind or delaying the disaster. The purpose is to give mankind more time, at the most critical moment with God right now, to make a choice between good and evil. Well, that's the end of the movie. If you're interested in the content of our movie, you can share it and press the subscribe button and the little bell so you'll be notified as soon as the movie is updated. Thank you for your time.